You may have heard the term Ponzi scheme before. In this video, we're going to explore how this infamous type of fraud was born and the story of the man whose name became synonymous with financial deception. Charles Ponzi was born in 1882 in a small town in Italy. From a young age, he dreamed of wealth, status, and a life far greater than what his circumstances allowed. Like many Europeans at the beginning of the 20th century, he believed America was the land of opportunity, a place where a clever man could rise quickly. In 1903, with little money but big ambitions, Ponzi immigrated to the United States. Reality, however, was far less glamorous. Ponzi struggled to hold steady jobs and was constantly frustrated by slow progress. He wanted success fast. This impatience would define his life. His first real exposure to financial fraud happened while working at a bank in Canada. The bank was secretly paying old investors with money from new ones, a structure that fascinated Ponzi. When the operation collapsed, he was arrested and sent to prison. Instead of learning a lesson, Ponzi learned a method. After his release, his troubles continued. He was later imprisoned again for smuggling immigrants across the U.S.-Canada border. By the time he walked free, Ponzi had developed two dangerous skills: an understanding of flawed financial systems and an ability to manipulate trust. The idea that made him famous, or infamous, appeared in 1919. While running a small import-export business in Boston, Ponzi received a letter from Spain containing an international reply coupon. These coupons were meant to pay for return postage in international mail. Ponzi noticed something interesting. Because of post-World War I currency differences, these coupons could be purchased cheaply in some countries and redeemed in the United States for a higher value. On paper, it sounded brilliant. In reality, it was impossible to scale. The number of coupons required to generate real profits simply did not exist. But Ponzi didn't need the system to work. He needed people to believe it did. He began telling investors he had discovered a secret, risk-free strategy that could deliver 50% profit in just 45 days, or 100% in 90 days. These promises were almost unbelievable, and that was exactly why people paid attention. Ponzi was charismatic, confident, and lived like a successful businessman. Early investors received their returns on time, which created trust and excitement. But there was a catch. Those profits weren't real. They were paid using money from new investors. As more people joined, the illusion grew stronger. Within months, thousands of people were lining up to give Ponzi their savings. He became a celebrity, driving expensive cars, wearing fine suits, and reinforcing the image of a financial genius. The collapse began when journalists asked a simple question: where was the money actually coming from? Investigations revealed that only a tiny fraction of the required postal coupons existed worldwide. The math didn't add up. Panic spread. Investors rushed to withdraw their funds, and without new money coming in, the scheme unraveled. In August 1920, Charles Ponzi was arrested for mail fraud. His empire collapsed almost overnight. What began as a clever observation turned into one of the most infamous financial scams in history, so notorious that similar frauds are still known today as Ponzi schemes. And that is how one man's greed gave a name to a scam that still traps millions over a century later.